Welcome back, everyone, to part three of the story. Um, as you guys can see, I am really enjoying this story. I really do enjoy it. Um, but I just want to give you a short update to the way the channel is going to be going, just real quick. Basically, what we're going to be doing from now on is it's going to be a story every Saturday, as I am trying to start getting in the rhythm of. Granted, whether this be a full story every Saturday or a part of each story every Saturday, I may change it to Saturdays and Wednesdays depending on how you guys feel about that and depending on how recording goes. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's get right into part three of The Disappeared Sister. What the hell are you doing on about, man? You just woke up 10 seconds ago, and now you're wanting to go to the forest? Noah said between bursts of laughter. He was very amused at this situation. I ignored him. I had an idea. I bought out my phone and called my old drug dealer. This guy was hardcore. He had drugs, alcohol, guns, basically anything illegal you could think of. Surprise, surprise. It didn't take him very long to answer his phone. Hey, Karan, is that you, bud? It's been a while since I've heard from you, he said. Yeah, it's me. Sorry about the sudden request, but I need a gun. ASAP. As soon as Noah heard this, I saw his eyes widen, and he started to mouth me something that looked along the lines of, "What the fuck are you doing? Are you crazy?" I put my finger to my lips to warn him to be quiet. No problems here. I can do that for you. But what the fuck is going on that is so serious that makes you want to have a gun? I don't think you were the type of guy to get into this sort of trouble. He was evidently worried about me. Even though he was a dealer who sold everything that was illegal, he was still concerned. I'll tell you about it when all this shit is past. Meet me at our usual meetup spot. I'll bring the cash. I hung up. As soon as I did so, Noah was on my ass about what I was doing. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? A gun? What the hell is going on with you? I feel like you never tell me anything anymore. First, you called me last night saying you got into some sort of fight with your parents. Now you call some random dude for a gun and apparently you're going on a surprise visit to the forest? Noah continued. I'm sorry, man, but if you want any chance of me helping you, I'm going to need an explanation and I'm going to need it right now. I sighed. I know. I'm sorry. Out of all the people, you deserve an explanation. But I have no idea what to tell you about what the hell is happening, because I know you'll think I'm 100% crazy. Noah laughed. No, crazier than I already think you are, man. Noah didn't say that in a harsh way, though. He meant it as a way to comfort me. You can tell me. I ran my hand through my messy hair. All right, fine. Do you remember a few years back when I went on and on about my sister who no one appeared to remember? Noah laughed again. How could I forget that shit, man? Well, I found evidence that she exists, and I have absolutely no idea what to do right now. I need your help, Noah. Noah looked at me like he was about to say something. Wait, before you call me insane, let me show you something. I went back to the couch and dug Zoe's teddy bear out from between the cushions. The fuck is that? You still into stuffed animals or something? He tried to joke around, but I could tell he was unsettled by my behavior. I brought it over to him. I showed Noah the same tag that I showed my parents the night before. Care Bear? Seriously? That's the nickname you came up with for yourself? Noah said, still trying to play this off as some sort of joke. No, dickhead. Care Bear is what Zoe called me before she disappeared, and before everyone lost their memory of her. Please, Noah, I need you to believe me right now, more than anything, I said to him. Tears were starting to blur my vision. A look of pity flashed across Noah's face. That was how when I knew that he was going to go along with what I was saying. That's just how Noah was. He hated to see people like how I was at that moment. I didn't mean to manipulate him like that, and I hated the idea that I may have, but I couldn't stop my tears from coming. Alright, man. Alright. I'll help you with whatever you need to do, Noah said to me, wrapping one arm around me and patting me on the shoulder. Thank you so much, I said to him, with tears now streaming down my face. I went to meet my drug dealer for the gun. We met at our usual spot. We had met many times before. I paid him, and he handed me the pistol as planned. I heard him say something as I was walking away. I don't know what the hell is going on with you right now, but good luck with whatever it is. Noah and I made our way into the forest. I started taking the same path that I had that one night. I knew I would have no issue finding the place where I found the teddy bear. The scenery was etched into my mind by now. After a few minutes, I found the same clearing and I started to slow down. What's up now? Noah asked me. I was just thinking back on the dream I just had last night. Zoe was heading to a house that was around here somewhere. I replied like that was the most assuring thing that he could hear. My God, you really are crazy, Noah said under his breath, pretending not to hear him. I followed the path that I remember Zoe taking in the dream. Noah trailed behind me the whole time. After a few minutes, I froze in my tracks. Right in front of me was exactly what I had came here to find, but seeing it was still extremely shocking. It was the house from the dream. No fucking way, I whispered in disbelief. Noah turned to look at me. A look of realization came across his face, and it turned into a look of excitement. Wait, is this the house you were talking about? The one from the dream? It's actually here? He asked me with an excited face, a smile on his face. He must have loved the feeling of adventure. I couldn't do anything but nod in confirmation. I was too shocked. After another 30 seconds of me trying to take this all in, I came back to my senses. Come on, I called to Noah. Let's go. Noah and I walked together towards the house, walking up the steps towards the door. The whole time I was having flashbacks of the dream. Zoe might be behind that door. I couldn't help but think to myself, some kind of explanation for, for what's going on. I tried to keep the other possible images seeping into my mind under control. Noah and I exchanged worried glances. After a few seconds of hesitation, I banged on the door 3 times. We waited for a good 30 seconds. No answer. I banged another 3 times. 30 seconds. Still no answer. Fuck it. I swung the door open. It was sheer luck that it was left unlocked. Noah and I quickly entered the house and closed the door behind us. I listened intently to the house, listening for any sounds that anyone might be there. I didn't hear anything. I looked around the very plain room that was in front of me. There was a TV with a dusty looking chair sitting in front of it, with a bunch of other drawers and furniture placed neatly around the room. The house looked like it belonged to a single person, with no sign that anyone young had been there. I turned to Noah, who was looking thrilled and terrified at the same time. Quick, let's take a look around. Looks like we're alone for now, but someone definitely lives here. Noah nodded. Yes, sir. He gave me a mock salute. I laughed for the first time in a while. Even in this fucked up situation, I was so grateful that Noah decided to help me with this, even when he had no memory of who my sister was or what the hell I was looking for. Not to mention breaking into a random person's house looking for clues which he doesn't even know to look for. I started to look through the drawers that were in the living room. There was nothing of importance. Empty cigarette packets, old newspapers, useless fucking trash compared to what I was looking for. I saw a doorway leading downstairs to a basement and was about to go down when I heard a car door slam out from outside. Oh fuck. Noah, I whispered. Noah came from, I'm guessing, what was the person's kitchen, eating an apple. What? He said with his mouth full. Seriously, dude? Someone's here. I need to get some answers out of whoever the fucker is. Come here, quick. Noah's eyes widened as he spat out his apple. We both went to the living room again to quickly peek outside the window, and sure enough, there was a small gray car that was now somehow parked close to the house. There must have been some way through the trees that I didn't notice where someone could get a car through. I caught sight of the person. It was a man, looked like in his mid-30s, average height, a perfectly average man. I was now firmly holding my pistol that was in my pocket out of anxiety, rubbing the grip viciously. No running away from now, Karan. This is where you're going to get your answers. After a few more seconds, I heard footsteps coming up the stairs. Noah and I were both hiding right behind where the door would open, and when he walked in, I braced myself. The door started to slowly open. As soon as the man stepped into the house, where I could see him, I bolted out of our hiding spot and rammed hard into him. He grunted as he fell to the ground. Noah took full advantage of this and jumped on top of him to hold him down. What the fuck are you doing? Let go of me, the man yelled. I signaled Noah off him and took his place. I pushed my pistol against his head. What the fuck did you do to Zoe? Where is my sister? What did you do with everyone's memories of her? I screamed at the man relentlessly. I felt tears coming as already to fill up with anger. What the hell are you talking about? Zoe? Who the fuck is Zoe? What sister? What about memories? He was angry and confused, still trying to get from under me. I thought of something that I could ask this man. How long have you lived here? I asked him, still pushing the pistol hard to his head. 3 years. I've lived here for 3 years, he said desperately, starting to cry. I immediately loosened the grip on the pistol. My heart stopped. 3 years. That would be around the same time my sister disappeared. Who lived here before you? I removed my pistol from against his head, but I kept my tone of voice stern. Some guy named Nick Sparks. Was he your friend? I was persistent with my questions. No, I wouldn't say he was a friend. He wasn't exactly that type of person. He wasn't close to anyone really. I don't know why, but he said I could keep this house when he moved away 3 years ago, he said, running out of breath. I got off of him. Get up. He seemed to calm down a bit. He knew I wanted something, and he knew he didn't have it. He stood up as I asked him to. I'm sorry for this intrusion, but I need to ask you more questions about Nick Sparks. My sister disappeared 3 years back, and I think this house might be the key to finding her, I said to him. Noah was looking at me, and by his expression I knew that he knew this was no longer some sort of joke he could play off. He knew damn well that I was more than dead serious about this. He kept quiet as I asked the man questions. Why would Nick give you this house? This was the question that most confused me. I'm not really sure. I wasn't too well off back then when he gave me this property, so maybe he gave it to me out of some sort of pity, he said. He was moving with someone, which surprised me because he never struck me as a kind of person to move in with someone. He said he didn't need this place anymore. Fury sparked within me as I imagined what that could have meant, but I had to stay calm. What did Nick do for work? Uh, well, he worked with me at the hospital until 3 years ago when he moved. He helped deliver babies. As for what he did before he came to the hospital, I have I don't have the slightest idea. He was a very secretive man. I could tell just by looking at him walking around the place. The hospital. I made the connection right away. I'm really sorry about this, but can we take a look around? I asked him. The man looked uncomfortable with this, understandably, as I had just threatened his life with a gun and rambled about my lost sister he didn't even know about. The man let out a sigh. Yeah, whatever. Go for it. He went over to the chair in front of the TV and sat down heavily into it. I remembered the basement. Noah, come with me. He nodded, not saying a word. We both walked down to the basement, and as soon as we saw it, I think we were both surprised at the sight of it. There was an incredible amount of stuff down there. He quickly called back up to the man. Hey, is any of this stuff yours down here? No, that's mostly Nick's old stuff, I think. I didn't care enough to move it. There's too much, and I never go down there anyway, he called back from upstairs. Jesus, this Nick guy had a shit ton of stuff. Why did he leave so much here? I turned back to Noah, who was starting to walk around the large basement. When he started to step on a small rug that was barely visible, Noah's feet gave way from underneath him. He didn't fall very far, as I heard him hit the ground very softly after. Shit, Noah, are you okay down there? I called to him as I rushed over to the random hole that was in the basement floor. Yeah, I'm fine and dandy. But my god, why the fuck is this hole here? He said, angry and dazed. I helped him up. As I was doing so, I saw some cardboard boxes that were down there in this random hole. I was immediately suspicious. Hold on, I'm going to check this out. I slid myself into the small hole, and I looked at the boxes. There was a total of 3, and all of them were labeled Patients, Pictures, MKU. MKU? What in the fuck was that? I found myself gravitating towards the MKU box. A knot was starting to form in my throat. I had a feeling I was about to find something that would give some sort of hint to what happened with my sister. I shakily took hold of the box and flipped it over, pouring its contents out on the earthy ground in this hole. Files, a whole shit ton of files. I didn't waste any time. I started to sift through the papers, and I found one that stood out. It looked like the beginning of some sort of scientific report. It looked incomplete, but there was an official CIA stamp on the top left of the page. I took out my phone and used the light to read it easier. It was very dark basement. Project MK Ultra RE, written by Nick Sparks. Description: 21st century reboot to the abandoned MK Ultra mind control project. The goal of this program is to achieve complete mind control using induced amnesia and complete memory erasure. Further control of affected individuals' actions will be observed in further trials. Status: experimental stage. My heart sank. I've heard of MK Ultra before. That shit actually existed? I thought that bullshit was nothing but urban legend. Induced amnesia? Memory erasure? I knew right then and there that this wasn't a coincidence. My sister showed me this house in my dream for a reason, and Nick Sparks definitely had something to do with my sister's disappearance, and why no one remembers her. I kept a hold of that paper as I continued to frantically sift through the horde of papers, looking for anything that I could relate back to Zoe. That was when for a split second, I saw a piece of paper that looked different from all the rest. I sifted back and the other way to find it again. There it was. It was the same sort of reports as the last one, except that it had no CIA stamp on it. This one looked like it was written privately by Nick Sparks. Project MK Ultra RE Solitary Test Trial, written by Nick Sparks. Subjects Zoe Callister and all known acquaintances within town. Description: unofficial test trial. I have nearly perfected the mind control solution by myself. With this, I will be starting this trial with no assistance from the Central Intelligence Agency. I will be exposing all of the main subjects' acquaintances within town to the mind control solution. If events go as planned, all memory of the main subject will be erased. The individuals will remove every item which belonged to the subject, erasing the subject's existence from their world. Their mind will continue to reject every idea of the subject's existence until the day they die. I will be holding on to Zoe Callister for further testing. The solution will also be administered to the main subject, erasing all memory of her acquaintances. One hand covered my mouth as I tried not to vomit. With my shaking hand, I turned the paper to see if there was anything on the other side. My stomach emptied itself as soon as I did. On the other side, there was a picture of Zoe, sitting on the swings like she always did when she was waiting for me to pick her up from school. My mind went blank as I read what was of the written on the back and below the picture. Mine, 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 she's mine, mine, she's mine, 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 mine. This continued on for some time. She is all mine. I am going to fucking kill Nick Sparks.